So my name is Roman Camarda. I'm a graduate student in Andre Goga's lab, and we are at UCSF in the Cell and Tissue Biology department. So the Goga lab is particularly interested in studying breast cancer and liver cancer, and in particular we like to focus on a particular gene called MYC, which is known to be important in breast and liver cancer, specifically aggressive subtypes of breast cancer and liver cancer. What we like to do, or what we're trying to do rather, is understand how this gene MYC plays a role in causing aggressive types of breast and liver cancer. And what I'm interested in is actually the metabolism of these aggressive cancer types. So I'm from Seattle, Washington. I grew up just a stone's throw from the Space Needle, the real iconic Seattle staple. I grew up in a household with just my mom and my grandmother. I come from a large family. My grandmother had 10 kids. Growing up, even though I had a lot of family support, a very large family, we weren't necessarily a very well-off family financially. My mom was actually diagnosed with poliovirus, or she was infected with poliovirus at the age of 2, and as a result she lost the use of her right arm. So growing up, my mom didn't work. She was supported primarily by the government, and we lived with my grandmother, who also didn't work. She was too busy raising 10 kids, so I never really had the financial support to not try my hardest. There wasn't really a plan B for me. If my academics didn't work out, then I knew there wasn't really that much of a safety net beneath me. I liked science. I thought it was a great class and a lot of fun growing up, but it wasn't actually until my sophomore year in high school that I met a man named Jim Johnston who taught me biology. And the thing about Jim is he made me realize that science is this fascinating, interesting, and exciting thing to study and to spend your time on. And so I really started thinking a lot about science, and in particular I thought to myself, if I can be half as cool as this guy when I'm his age and study science, then that's what I want to do. He really inspired me to pursue that career. So then after high school, I attended the University of Washington in Seattle, and I immediately started a biochemistry major. I wasn't really sure what my particular interest was, but I did know that I was interested in studying cancer. Many families in the United States at this point have direct or indirect experiences with cancer. My grandfather, for example, died of cancer, and two of my aunts actually died of cancer. So I knew that cancer was this disease that was a problem and that was affecting many people, many families all around me, and I didn't understand what it was all about, but I knew that it was a problem and something that I felt like I wanted to work on. When I applied to graduate school, I applied to schools that I felt like I was qualified for, but I also really wanted to go to a school that would challenge me. And when I interviewed at various schools, UCSF was undoubtedly the most balanced in terms of they challenge you to physically work hard. Experiments do take time, hours, and physical labor, but they also challenge you to think really hard. So the term metabolism, broadly people talk about in a macroscopic level that I have fast metabolism, you have slow metabolism. What we care about is the fact that every cell in our body has a metabolism inside of it. Every cancer that we've looked at to date, all human cancers, actually display a different intracellular metabolism than their cell type of origin. And so my project, my interest is understanding how that metabolism is different than the cell type of origin, and ideally, if it is different, and if the cancer is relying upon that different metabolism, then maybe we can develop therapeutic strategies to target that metabolism and hopefully kill cancer cells selectively. I think a great metaphor for science is that it's a perpetual iceberg, because icebergs, we only see 10% of them at any given time, and that is how science has always been, and I believe that science will always be. We will only ever see 10%, and there's always something underneath the water that we just can't see. And what researchers try to do is just get a glimpse just for a moment into underneath the water and see what it looks like down there. But the 10% will get larger, but we will always have 90% underneath, and I think that's really exciting. The real potential with science and medicine is, exploring the unknown and helping people while you do it. Because if you find something, a new discovery in a lab or in a clinic, you can actually save one person's life, or you can save 1 million people's lives. And that is, I think, that potential is really so phenomenal. Science and medicine are difficult roads. They're not the easiest careers in the world. But if you feel strongly about doing it, then that means you're meant to be here. And you need to be here, because we need people like that. We need people who this is the only thing that they want to do. So if you feel that way, then just don't stop and find the support you need to get there.